Well, let me just tell you, this past May marked our 25th year. We've been in this building 25 years. I fell in love with the place the first time I walked in. It was completely derelict, it was a mess, leaking and so forth. But the industrial flavor and then the concrete annex that's ideally suited for a glass blowing studio just all made sense. So I got very lucky and I got the place. I've been working with glass for 38 years. I was in college. I thought I would be either a marine biologist or a psychologist or a linguist. Those were my passions. If you can have a passion when you're basically just post-pubescent. I was having a little too much fun when I was in college, so the labs became an issue. They were in my way. And at the same time, a couple of my friends who were in the arts, I took an art course, and that led to another one. You know, you start off on something simple, and it leads you to harder, worse things. So I started with some painting and drawing, and wound up deciding, literally in a moment's bolt of light, that I wanted to learn about glass. So I was in Florida, it was May. I made phone calls all over the United States. A month later, drove from Florida to Helena, Montana. And I thought I was going to be on a mountainside with grizzly bears. Helena's actually a pretty nice town. And I worked at a ceramics foundation, which for a very brief time had glass as a program. I took a 3-week workshop in 1974 and never looked back. There to Wisconsin, to Seattle, ultimately realized that I wanted to complete my education. So that's when I moved to Tyler. I already knew people in the program at Tyler from my time spent out west. And so I drove cross country. They had a place, we lived at a place called Rainbow Farm, and I'm still in touch with some of these people. I mean, this place was a hotbed of creative people, many of them working in glass as their field. And so that's how I got here, in a circuitous way. When we moved to Boyertown and started this business, we wanted to be able to make work that was way, way more accessible to the public than the work we were doing as our own, as ourselves. We needed an alias. And so my mother's maiden name was Taylor. Carla's mother's maiden name was Backus. We get calls all the time from people who know Taylor personally.
Can we now say that too?
Yeah.